It's September 12th, 2022, and you were listening to the Take the Over podcast presented by Live Casino. Let's go. Hopping right into it. How do we do?
That's a broad question.
Well,
can you be a little more specific?
Hang on.
How do we do with what?
We'll get
Your
there.
intro is great.
Thank you. That's what I was going for.
You're listening back to your Let's Go every week is fun because it's like sometimes you can just the Let's Go just determines the whole arc of where we're going,
and
sometimes you phone it in, which
I never
you can't have sunrises without the sunset. So I appreciate that.
That's also true.
But at the same time, but was that what you were asking? How the intro?
No,
the intro is great.
No, we're not phoning it in this week because we have a great show for you all today. Coming up, we're going to talk about our picks that we like this week, some overs that we enjoy, and we'll give you a parlay that is guaranteed to make you money. I don't know if I can say guaranteed there, but you're not going to want to miss it. And our Bet the House pick, which is our most confident pick of the week, which we are undefeated on. Also, while you're here, take a second and join us on our road to 1,000. Our road to 1,000, where we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you like free money and you enjoy this, it's just going to help us create a little bit more fun content, kind of get the word out there. So we're going to do some cool giveaways and things like that. So if you're here watching on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, head on over to YouTube and help us get to that road to 1,000.
Or if you're in your car, wherever you are, YouTube,
pull over.
YouTube, Facebook, like on YouTube, subscribe on Facebook.
There you go.
And so that's what I think that's great if you can do that. Also, on the way to 1K, I think is a great
on the way to 1K
slogan. Yep.
There you go.
We can run with that one.
That's the one we're going to run with here. I'm
sorry if I sound a little down, D-Nop.
What's wrong, bud? What happened?
I was tabulating what happened over the weekend, and I was putting X's next to the bets that didn't go so well. I put check marks with circles next to the bets that did hit, and there's not a lot of check marks with circles on my page.
Whoops. That was a tough week. I mean, week one, we kind of knew going in that week one was going to be had the opportunity to be a little bit fluky. I guess it would be there was a lot of home dogs by big spreads, so we kind of felt that if we were gonna get a week wrong, it was probably gonna be that one. I did not do great. I was 4-7. I want to say I think 4-7 on my bets, so not great. Drew, how about you?
Yeah, I didn't do the record thing because I didn't really just want to. I
feel like we have to have a record.
If you say it out loud, it's real.
Yeah, we have to have a record.
The bad thing I did last week, too, is I wrote down some of the stuff we talked about together, so I didn't have mine. Normally, I write down. It's week one for me as well on the show.
Right.
I have to write down which ones are mine, which ones are yours, so I can keep track. Because I like keeping track of yours as well, just so I can have it in front of me and cheer for it if I can. It was not great for me. It started out very nicely with the Josh Allen over 37.5.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Hit that
very
easy.
And the Diggs anytime touchdown score.
Parlayed those.
Very easy. So it was a Thursday of highs and then a weekend or a Sunday of what in the world is going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I had I look forward to the NFL season every year, and there's three things you can count on, and that's death, taxes, and the New York Jets being the reason for my seasonal depression. That is, we wait all year. I try to be a good person. I try to be a good person. Yeah, I go to church. I buy nice things for my wife. I'm nice to people, I think. And in return, what do I get? I get to watch Joe Flacco for 4 hours on Sunday. And someone should check on him, because if Joe Flacco walks out into traffic, I don't think he can get out of the way of a car. I don't think he can. I watched him. I think he might die by getting hit by a car because he can't physically move sideways at a rate that normal people should be able to. It was tough. That was tough to watch. And I'm not. Are you a big conspiracy theory guy?
I was gonna say no. I would just check your tone really quickly.
Okay.
You're talking about a top 5 quarterback in the NFL in terms of yardage
at one time.
And no, right now.
Right now,
he's 307 yards. It's 5th on the statistics list for quarteretbacks in terms of total yardage.
Well, let me tell you how many he had on Sunday.
No, I do like conspiracy theories, by the way, too.
Yes, cool. So here's a conspiracy theory. It's pretty known between a lot of Jets fans that Super Bowl III, Joe Namath sold his soul to the devil in order to guarantee the Super Bowl, where they were heavily underdogs. They were heavy underdogs. He sold his soul to the devil to get that Super Bowl. And now the theory is that the Jets won't win another Super Bowl until Joe Namath dies. So
So this is not about you wishing death on somebody else.
No. I'm not doing that. No. But what I'm saying is, you can bet against the Jets until Joe Namath dies. I think that's what I was trying to get at.
I think that I don't know if I buy that one necessarily. I mean, I don't know anybody that sold their soul personally.
I know
so
one.
I can't talk about. Is it Joe Namath?
It was Joe Namath.
You think you buy that?
I do.
What if we had a conversation?
You think the Jets are that bad?
What if we had a conversation? Is Joe Namath lucid? Could we talk to him?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
If you asked him that point blank, what do you think his answer would be? Did you sell your soul to the devil?
He would.
Turn the cameras off.
All right.
And
Joe,
you can't tell anybody the answer, but you would know.
All right. Ask the question.
No,
ask the question.
You.
Do you want me to ask you the question?
No, you just ask the question.
All right.
Because you're the Jets fan, so you're
Joe, did you sell your soul to the devil for Super Bowl III? I think you did.
Wow.
I think you did. We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. I didn't hear anything or feel anything. Did you?
You didn't feel anything?
No.
No. Sorry about that. My wife says the same thing. Hey, we're off to a hot start here. Looking at some lines that we like coming up here. We start off with the Thursday night. We start with the great Thursday night game. I love this one. I don't love it to bet on as much, but I love the actual game itself. Back-to-back Thursday night games that are good. This is the first game that will be on Prime Television too. So if you don't have a Prime membership, what are you doing? Go get yourself a Prime membership. The LA Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs.
No free ads.
Kansas. It's true. Kansas City Chiefs -3.5. What are your initial thoughts here on this game? What's up? Dursk is in the chat. Hey, how are you? What's your initial thoughts on this game?
Hello, Taylor. The 54.5 total, it's actually the under is 54.5, and it's -115, so trending towards 54. That's what I look at first for this game because I think that this is going to be a great AFC West game matchup for years. It seems like. Jackson Mahomes on the sidelines. No. But I think that the Chargers +160 is actually is very tempting to me. I am also a Herbert truther. I have seen the light in terms of that regard, and you're talking about the second quarterback in terms of QB rating after week one.
Okay,
a nice 129.4 for Herbert in week one. So. He's performing as anticipated. He is continuing to expand his professional portfolio, but he's second only to Patrick Mahomes in terms of QB rating. So I think that
Patrick Mahomes went off last week.
Yeah, I think the total could be 54.5, but I mean that might not be enough to contain it.
So
again, it's a Thursday night game.
It is short week Thursday night game. So you're going Chargers straight money line? Or just take them with the points if you're going to do that.
Talk a little bit more. You talk more, and then I'm going to...
All right. This game is tough. I mean, it's a tough one to pick. The Patrick Mahomes is 12-2 in the month of September. He's thrown for 46 touchdowns and 3 interceptions during the first month of the year. That was, I think, previous to last game, so add those other 5 touchdowns into that game. He's also 5-2 against the Chargers, and let me make this just clear. The Chargers are a good team. The Chargers are a very good team. I believe in the coaching staff. I believe in the quarterback. Keenan Allen may be out. So that kind of also plays towards the under a little bit, but I also think that it plays, into the Chargers' hands, into the Chiefs' hands. The Chiefs, everybody said this offseason, you lose Tyreek Hill, you're not going to be a good team. You can't, you're not going to be the team you were. And what did they do? They just literally put their foot on the throat of Arizona, who's not supposed to be a bad team.
Not a slouch either, correct.
Arizona's supposed to be a good team, and Kansas City was just like, what was the final score of that game?
44-21.
Exactly, and it wasn't close. And if that score looks close to you, it wasn't that close. Until proven otherwise, I'll take Patrick Mahomes every September. Patrick Mahomes he's like that Green Day song, just wake me up when September. And that's how I feel. So I'm taking. I got Chiefs. I have Chiefs -3.5 here. Drew?
Let me take a look at something. I don't really like anything. I don't like spread. I don't like money lines. I don't like the total. So let me see what I might be able to. Actually, if we could potentially, if I may, Derek, if I may take some liberties and get and let me get on FanDuel here and give you the exact numbers would be. But if I could grab the Chargers at +9.5,
yeah,
and then the total at 48.5.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see what that will.
So you're doing a little take the over special there.
Yep, I'll do 47.5 is what I can do on FanDuel. So
Okay.
that's minus 106. So that's your tease.
So you got Chargers.
Chargers plus 9.5 over 47.5.
9.5 over 47.5. I don't hate it. I just think that on a short week, sometimes these teams they don't necessarily come out hot, and then you can kind of get into a situation where you're not scoring a ton of points there. I do think that I think these are mostly offensive teams, so that can definitely help there. So we got 2 picks on that game. I got Chiefs minus 3.5. Drew has Chargers plus 9.5 over 47.5 at minus 106. Don't hate either of those. And the nice thing is there's a way we can both win, which is which helps out too. And if you're looking for a place to watch this game, I can't think of a better place. Actually, Drew and I were just there today. You can go right over here to the live casino at Pittsburgh. What's technically Greensburg, but it's still there, and it is awesome. We were just there today. Sports and Social. Never had a bad meal there. It's good. We're also planning a lot of fun things. We were there. We weren't there because we're gamble all the time. We were there because we were
there before noon on a Monday.
Yeah, that's also true. Whoops. But we were there talking shop, and I think we have a really cool path here for this upcoming season. We are gonna do some giveaways. We also just announced, and I shouldn't tease it this early because we'll probably forget about it, but
the potential
of doing a live show there. So you all can come out and we'll be there live. It'll be the day. It will potentially be the day of a Steelers game. So we'll do the show leading up to the Steelers game, and then have like a little watch party for the Steelers game. So cool things happening.
Block off your calendar for potentially late November.
Yeah, late November. And so, but if you're looking for a place to go this Sunday, we won't be there. Maybe we might be there. Who knows? We could be there.
Anywhere.
We could be there. If you're looking for a place to go this Sunday to watch the game, you can go right down to the live casino. Go early. Get a good table. Reserve the table, and then go down and play some table games. They have a poker room now, which just opened up. It looks like a very nice poker room. And if you're looking for Thunder from Down Under, you just missed it last week. They sold 1,000 tickets. So
a lot of tickets.
They sold so many tickets to Thunder Down Under.
They asked you to do that as well.
They ask you?
Yeah, you too?
No.
Oh no, I haven't been asked to do that.
Oh, I was going to
say
say
it was such a good idea. It sold so much.
Yeah.
We could just do our own. On the show.
Oh, that's smart.
Yep, absolutely.
Thunder from Take the
Absolutely.
Under.
But to echo your sentiments, I don't want to sound. I mean, I was thinking about this while we were sitting there, and the folks at Live are very, very nice, and
they're good people.
I hear specifically Pat McAfee talks about how, like, I remember him talking about how great the folks at FanDuel are, and he talked about it, and I thought it was just a load of BS. Like, he's got to say that. We're fortunate that the folks at Live are actually very nice, and they're very good to us. So thank you to the folks at Live, and they also have a great facility out there. It does not feel like even one bit that you're in a Bonton. So whenever you're there,
former Bonton.
Yep. So it doesn't feel like it all. It's actually a nice little escape, and they keep continuing to improve that facility as well. So always making upgrades. And whenever I go there, something will always change a little bit for the better. So that's what I would check it out. And also to your point, great food, sports and social
for the better and for the better.
I haven't even been to Guy Fieri's.
No, I've not either. We should Guy, if you're listening, we'd like some gift certificates to your restaurant for sure. Yeah.
If you have some boarding passes to Flavortown.
Two tickets to I got 2 tickets to Flavortown. Apparently I'm going to sing a lot of the show. I don't know. Anyway, is there any other jumping back into it, a look ahead here. So we got Thursday night out of the way here.
And no, really quickly on Thursday, I think just thinking of the Chargers and their season starts out Oakland, Kansas City. So to your, like you mentioned about how they might not come out on a short week. They might not come out with as much gumption.
It's a divisional game. They don't have a choice.
But it's something that that I think this has been something that the Chargers have been planning all offseason for at least the first 2 weeks. It lightens up for them a little bit, going Jacksonville, Houston, Cleveland after that. But still, the Las Vegas, Kansas City, I think they are kind of planning for. I would think they were playing for both of those in one. And saying we have to plan for these next 5 days of football, Sunday to Thursday.
Okay.
The entire off season. So I expect big things out of LA on Thursday.
They beat the Raiders. I mean, they beat the Raiders and they look good doing it. So so we got little different lines there, but
Khalil Mack looks very good.
Well, yeah, he's timeless. He's like Von Miller. Any other lines stick out to you this week? I got one here that I'm going to talk about, and I'll throw it your way here. What is the actual line here on the Falcons versus the Rams? I think it was like 10.5 last time I saw it.
Yeah, right now it's Falcons at Rams on FanDuel. Rams are minus 10.5 is minus 105, so it's trending towards minus 10.
Okay, so we're recording this show on a Monday. We usually don't record shows on Mondays, but scheduling conflicts, and we also have lives, so day jobs and things like that. So we're recording the show on a Monday this week, and so you can't mess with a lot of the lines. Drew was able to mess with that one line because it was a Thursday night game. I don't know what this one's gonna sit at, but I really like. I thought Atlanta came out and kind of proved the world wrong a little bit. They lost the game. They're very good at being into games late. So I think they're in this game. The Falcons showed a ton of fight last week. Marcus Mariota had a decent game against a very good Saints defense. That Saints defense is nothing to joke about. Yeah, the Saints won the game, but it was a last-second field goal. So that's kind of a win in my book for a team that was supposed to be really bad this year. I think in my opinion, I think they're this year's Lions. That's where I'm at.
Who is this year's Lions?
The Falcons.
Okay,
like where they backdoor cover everything.
Okay, that's well, which Atlanta? I mean, I swore off Atlanta. I think at least 5 years ago.
Yeah,
that was around whenever we started this show.
Yep.
If you go back to those 2019 episodes, I was a huge Atlanta fan because it seemed like that they would always at least cover.
Or look like they could win.
And then I would get burned like I'd touched a hot stove every time. I can build an alternate line for you on FanDuel right now. If you
Do this one because I want to see what this comes out to be. Just because 10.5 so much for a team that was so bad last week, they are favored by 10.5 points. Just doesn't make any sense to me. Stafford's elbow is a definite liability right now. So here's what I want you to do. Falcons 17.5 plus 17.5 over 40.5.
Falcons plus 17.5.
Falcons plus 17.5 over 40.5. Over 40.5. I think it's probably going to be right around 114, but let's find out. The Rams have a huge question mark after last week. I think the Rams will look better. They played against what everybody thinks is the best team going away this year is the Bills. But I really think that Allen Robinson was a total non-factor week one.
That was disappointing.
Total non-factor, just
one catch
for 12 yards. So plus 17.5
and
over
Stafford's
40.5.
arm did not look very good.
No, he looked like he was throwing beach balls out there. Really did.
Plus 17.5 and over 40.5 is minus 119 on FanDuel right now. This second.
I'll take that. Yeah.
This second.
Yeah, I'll take that because again, it's just like everything else. As long as you're winning, the juice doesn't really matter that much. And to be honest with you, like I just think 10.5's a ton. I think 17.5. I think that they could cover that game. By that for sure. Give yourself 3 scores. They're not going to lose by 3 scores. And I think if they do that, getting over 40.5 points shouldn't be an issue at all. So that's kind of where I stand on this game, Drew. Do you want to talk about this game, or do you have any other games coming up?
This one I don't need to talk about too much besides it's Marcus Mariota, right? Mariota is for ATL, and then the Rams. The Rams anytime I see a double-digit line in the NFL, it'll open your eyes a little bit. It requires a little more scrutiny, I think, because these are pros, and if you're saying that there's going to be a double-digit deficit
for a team that looked so bad week one.
Yeah, that's a lot of confidence.
A team that looked so bad. They came out so flat week one against a very good Bills team. Don't get me wrong. Like the Bills are a team. But you can't look that bad and then be favored by 10 points. That just doesn't make any sense to me. So what game does so that in that game I have the Atlanta Falcons plus 17.5 over 40.5, and you can get that right now on FanDuel for minus 119. So I think take it now. I like that. Yep.
I appreciate that, Derek. Thank you so much. Just sticking on the topic of double-digit games, we also have the Broncos are hosting the Texans, and we have not seen the Broncos on the field yet. We will see them this evening.
True, and your bet the house picks on that line.
So yeah, exactly right. You said we were undefeated, which means you've won yours.
I have won mine.
I have a little bit of ground to gain on mine. So I'm hoping that the Broncos are going to show up for 6.5 tonight.
I think they will.
A lot of people do. But that's the dangerous part. But Broncos are minus 10.5 at home, and they're a sight unseen, right? So this is a line that's very interesting because the team has not played a game. There could be injuries.
Who are they playing?
They're hosting the Texans. Yeah, exactly right. So that's what it's a tough one to decipher. I think 10.5 it might not be enough. I'm curious. Now we're recording this on Monday before the Monday Night Football game. Well, after Denver absolutely obliterates
Seattle
tonight in Seattle, I think we might see that move a little bit, but. I'm not going to pick anything on that yet, but I just want everyone to be aware of it.
All right.
Right?
All
So
right.
this is
All right.
part of the podcast. We're just providing awareness, creating awareness.
We're creating awareness.
Yeah, because there are things out there. There is money out there that is very interesting to watch.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't take that game.
Well, I'm going to see what happens tonight. We could
Okay,
have a Russell Wilson injury,
Yeah.
a Jerry Jeudy injury.
That's also true.
There's so many things that could happen that could change that line. and
That's
where it goes.
also true.
So that's what they could go either way. But
Yeah.
it could go the Broncos shut out the Seahawks, and then this goes to 13.5, 14.5. And it could go the other way, and there's injuries, and it's all of a sudden minus 5.5. So we'll see what's going on there. But the other game that of course we need to talk about for so many reasons is that the Steelers are hosting the Patriots, and the Steelers are underdogs at +1 minus 115. So the Steelers are hosting the Mac Jones Patriots, which I saw a couple of clips from that game. Mac Jones did not look great.
Who?
So Mac Jones.
Who?
So Mac Jones. So who? So so that's the Steelers game. I mean, the market that this is being broadcast to, and the
International.
the folks that we're asking to listen to it are all. There's a heavy skew towards Steelers
fans, yeah.
So I would imagine most folks are familiar with what happened yesterday.
I mean, what a game! Again, we're not a big recap show. We want to give you new information. However, that was a hell of a game. I mean, it really was. It really. Go ahead. What were you saying? What were you gonna say?
I was just thinking.
Yeah.
I saw a Lincoln commercial one time. It said you have to look forward to, or you have to look backward to go forward sometimes. So that's what we. In order to understand what's going to happen, we have to sometimes recap. So we do have the Pittsburgh Steelers, which there have been calls. I have seen official calls, official opinions that say Kenny should be on the field.
Really? Already? Mitch played good last game.
Mitch was not bad last game. It took him 6 downs to get in, 5 downs to get into the end zone from inside the 10-yard line.
That's true.
That's an issue. But
Najee not being in, that's an issue.
You could also blame Canada if you want to.
Blame Canada.
The Steelers are +1, so they're dogs at home against the Patriots, the 2022 Patriots.
Right.
So I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on that before providing my ultimate pick.
Yeah, I would like to hold off on this a little bit, but I do want to hear your pick. But
this is one where there are no alternate lines available right now.
Right.
There's no player props.
Right.
The 4:20. The 4
I think it's because
game,
there's a lot of injuries, question marks right now for that game.
Thank you, Derek. Is this? Did you create this?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I think I think this is just a safe one. You can take the Pittsburgh Steelers money line. They have the Acrisure. Sorry, I almost said the H word. They had the Acrisure Stadium crowd behind them. They're at home, and I think it's going to be a great send off for the boys. Mitchell Trubisky is going to feel what it's like to be nice. Feel what it's like to be at the point of the Three Rivers and the confluence of the Three Rivers, and that's going to be a magical moment, I think, this Sunday.
Until he throws three incompletions in a row, and then they're like, "We gotta get this guy out of here. We gotta get this guy out of here."
I almost just want to try and find a stadium. I might just go stand outside the stadium and see after the game people just fighting their own fans, their same fandom, their same tribe, just because of the starting quarterback or the quarterback that's on the field. I think there's a Pickett and there's a Mitch, and then there's
a Pickett line.
There's a Rudolph somewhere.
He's going to Dallas.
That would be great for him, I think.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State quarterbacks and Jerry Jones' system can't fail.
Yeah.
But I think there is going to be a rivalry, and it's going to only continue to grow as Mitchell doesn't produce as expected. If he doesn't go for 300, 400 a game with 3 touchdowns, there's calls
that offensive line's just not built for that.
KP8. There's going to be calls for KP8 all season long.
That offensive line's not built to go for 300-400 yards. I mean, it's barely built to beat the Bengals with 5 turnovers. They should have lost that game. Everybody and their brother knows they should have lost that game. You miss an extra point. We're getting blocked.
No. They should have blown out the Bengals in that game.
They should 100%. It should have never came down to that.
But if you get to that point,
you got to finish the game, and they did. So good for them. You know what I mean? So do you have a pick for that game? Because I'm holding off on it.
Yeah, Steelers money line.
Steelers money line.
That's what I'm going to. Steelers money line for that game. The Steelers are going to pull off another nail biter down in Acrisure. I think it could be a nice gap there. Actually, I think that could be a score, maybe 2 even that the Steelers went by.
Well, speaking of the people that the Steelers played last week in the Bengals, the Bengals played Dallas this week. Dallas is getting 6.5 points, and this one's This one's just pretty simple to me. I mean, if you break it down, this one's just pretty simple to me. Joe Burrow got absolutely embarrassed last week. He had 5 turnovers in the first half, which is incredible. Like, that's not going to happen again. The old Super Bowl, like, just a Super Bowl letdown. I think he just kind of deflated a little bit. It's just not going to happen again this week. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen again this week. You're going to see a very motivated, a very determined Joe Burrow, which is kind of a scary one because that's what we saw in the playoffs last year. Dak is out until at least probably November. I think they have a bye in November, so he'll probably come back after the bye. So that being said, they're not gonna. I think the Cowboys came out and said that they're not going to look outside yet for the quarterback because they know it's Dak's job when he comes back. So Cooper Rush is going to be starting that game. And in case you don't know who Cooper Rush is, exactly. So for me, this one's pretty simple. The Bengals, you can expect a lot of Zeke and a lot of Tony kind of running the ball, carrying them a little bit here, and I really think that it's just not going to be enough because the Bengals will just stack the box. They'll play heavy up front and make him beat him with his arm, and he won't. So Bengals -6.5 is my official pick on this one for sure. Drew, how do you feel?
Do you know who the Cowboys' third-string quarterback is?
I don't. Probably their offensive coordinator.
They don't have one.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So that's I think looking outside the organization has to exist because if
it does. But
they've got practice squad. Somebody's going to call
exactly.
Up.
Yeah.
We'll see who that is.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush. Would you say that's 2 last names? We're familiar with 2 first names.
Yeah.
Not to be trusted.
Big time Rush, maybe.
I also agree with you. I think the Bengals, especially coming off of that game against the Steelers, the Bengals -6.5, that might not be enough either. I mean, there's going to be a lot going on down in Jerry World. And then we'll see. Week 3, we'll see if Cooper Rush is still there.
What's that over at?
The total's at 43.5, and it's even money there.
I don't like that. I don't like the over. I was thinking about kind of going both ways on it, but I don't like the over. I would, because you just don't know what. I guess you don't know what Cooper Rush is actually going to bring out. He may not produce any points. I mean, Dak was in there last night and they got 3. So you know what I mean. Like, I'm not in love with that game. So I'm not in love with that over.
He's also throwing to CeeDee Lamb, Noah Brown, Simi Fehoko, Dennis Houston, Jalen Tolbert, and Cavante Turpin. So just
outside of CeeDee Lamb.
Maybe this
footage, Schultz.
Maybe
Schultz,
this
maybe.
footage is archived.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz, Jake Ferguson. Maybe this footage is archived because we're dunking on the Cowboys and whenever they're down. But at the same time, -6.5, I don't think it's enough.
I mean, last week I told you that Houston wasn't going to lose by 17 points, and they didn't. And I was pretty confident with that. I'm pretty confident with this one. Bengals -6.5. Actually, I think as the news comes out more and more that they're not going to look for another quarterback outside of their system, I think that line's going to go up to 7.5. Once Monday night's over and people start looking into week 2, 7.5. I think it closes at 8.
-6.5 on FanDuel is -120 right now.
Yeah, and I think it closes at 8 or 8.5, and then you guys are gonna be like, well, why didn't we get it Monday when it was 6.5 for the same game? So yeah, I definitely think that's where I'm at, 6.5. So
I gotta place that today too.
We're gonna move those lines. Our sharp money, Drew and I sharp money's gonna move those lines. Any other games that you saw? Because I have a few left, but I want to hear. I want to see what you got
again. Yeah, we're gonna move the sharp money again. Ravens at Dolphins at Ravens. So this game did not end in the 31-10. The Ravens game did not end 31-10 last week like I had anticipated. They did win 24-9, which was nice, and Lamar had a couple of great plays. So this one I'm actually going to, if we could just change gears for a second, the total is 44.5, and the 44.5 is -105. So you've got an empowered Tua.
Yeah,
who is hey, this is now kind of your team. I'm not telling you what to do. You're a smart guy. You know how to do it. An empowered Tua, and then you've got Lamar Jackson throwing 50-yard bombs. So I think that 44.5 is not going to be enough to contain that. I'm going to take the over in Miami at Baltimore, and that is 44.5 currently on Monday, the 12th.
I don't mind that, actually. I was just thinking the last game that this is I'm going to pull up a stat here. I don't think Lamar Jackson had more than like 15 rushing yards last game, which to me makes sense because he's playing for a contract this year, and he's not going to get himself injured going into contract. So Lamar Jackson had 6 rushes for 17 yards, and they weren't like he wasn't trying to run, he wasn't looking to run. So if he takes that out of his game, this year or scales it back. I mean, the Jets got pressure on them all day. That front four was brutal all day. So I think I think that 44 can hit. I'm trying to think of
counterpoint though. I think he's going to change his game up a little bit every week. I mean, it's not going to be the same Lamar. You're going to get whatever Lamar walks out of that tunnel is Lamar you're going to get. Some weeks it could be 120 yards rushing. Some weeks it could be the double that passing. And
but the game was close the game was close at halftime. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, like why he didn't try to take off and do more with his legs at halftime, before halftime or after halftime, whenever the game was kind of closing in. But maybe because they knew they had Flacco back there and there was no chance the Jets were going to score. I mean, it's just realistic. I don't know. But I think that over 44.5. It's not. I'm not taking anything on that game. I want to see one more game. I want to see the Dolphins one more game to see if they're for real. Because I don't know if the Dolphins are for real or if the Patriots are that bad.
If the Dolphins are for real, it's bad news for you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll finish third in the conference. There's no way. I think we beat the Patriots twice this year. So here's a game that I like as far as the line goes, and I know we have a Packers fan a Dylan Firmstone, a Packers fan, a known Packers fan in the chat.
Dick Tabfern, Steve.
And I will tell you, Packers versus Chicago. It was plus 9.5, which is a bold line. Plus 9.5 is a bold line for a team that didn't score 9 points last week. You're favored by more points than you scored last week. That is crazy. And Aaron Rodgers looked pissed on the sideline. He's throwing to exactly
you and I.
Yeah, basically, except we might be better athletes than the people that are on the field. Meanwhile, Tom Brady's throwing to Godwin. He's throwing to Mike Evans. He's throwing to Julio Jones, who looked good, and Aaron Rodgers is throwing to a shell of Sammy Watkins, who hasn't found that dude's been relocated more time than foster children. Be like, and how's it going to work? And by the way, it would look even better if Devontae Adams didn't have a week that he had last week, 10 catches for 100 and some yards, and a touchdown or something like that. So, but I digress. The Chicago Bears are still not a good team. So this is another line that I like that you can make a parlay on and get the right value. I don't think the line should, but you can check. It's I like Green Bay minus 3.5, and over 35.5. Over 33.5 or over 35.5. Whichever one it makes the most sense as far as betting goes. Here's what it is. Aaron Rodgers looked bad last week. He also looked bad week 1 last year. But he owns the Chicago Bears. And when I say he owns the Chicago Bears, like, you can literally buy stock in Lambeau, in the Packers. You can be a team owner. Aaron Rodgers might as well have stock in the Chicago Bears. He's played 27 games against the Chicago Bears, and you'll enjoy this, Drew. He's played 27 games against the Chicago Bears in his career. He's thrown for over 6,500 yards, 61 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. He also has a QBR of 109 in those games, which is not bad. And he is last year. Oh, sorry. So yeah, those are the stats. Yeah, sorry. He's also 22-5 in those games. So also 22-5 in those games. So I don't like it at 9.5. Would never take it at 9.5. I will take it at 3.5 and over 35, 33, whatever gets you close.
I can get you 36.5 on FanDuel right now. Minus 3.5 over 36.5 is minus 114.
Love that.
So that's where
I love that.
That's where you want to be. I'm gonna write that down for you.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean the things that are question marks or the kind of unknowns is Aaron Rodgers one. I mean there's just a laundry list of unknowns that go with him and his every superlative you can attach that, like where is he at on that sliding scale of
greatest of all time,
decent to the greatest of all time. So and that changes, I think, per game too. So I think whichever one, because was it last year that they had a lackluster first week and then
they lost this, they got blown out by the Saints,
and then the next 4 games Aaron Rodgers threw for
he also had Devontae Adams
yards. Yeah, he did do that. But these are professional athletes we're talking about. They practice. They have to have some belief that they're very good, right? At some point.
So Chicago beat
there's who was Devontae Adams before Devontae Adams, right? He showed up as a Packer.
But they had Randall Cobb. They had other guys there, you know what I mean, that they could play around. I don't know. The
next Devontae Adams is there, and we're going to find out in the next few weeks who it is.
I don't know. I think you got to make a play.
Somebody's going to make a play for Aaron Rodgers, and then that builds confidence, builds a connection, and then he's going to be
Aaron Jones. You know, like Aaron Dillon, but the running backs they have there. I mean, they're good running backs. They just focus on the run a little bit more. I think that gets the job done. Do you like anything in this game here?
I will watch what you have going on with that 3.5 and 36.5, and I'll cheer for that with you, but I'm not going to bet that.
I think what's so crazy too is Chicago. We don't even know what Chicago is right now because Chicago last week played in the Mud Bowl. And they beat the San Francisco 49ers, but they played in a mud. Like, you couldn't count that game for you or against you if you wanted to because they literally, you couldn't throw the ball. They got a 15-yard penalty for wiping the field down because they're like, well, that's against the rules. Apparently, well, fix the field. Put a dome over it. The new stadium they're getting is going to have a dome over it. So, but that's kind of where I'm at there. So you're just going to watch that game. So what do you like? Anything else do you like coming up?
So we have. Is this? That's going up to next week. So we have Sunday evenings. That's the Sunday night games. Bears at Packers.
Yeah, I guess
in Lambeau. Let me look through what.
Yeah, and while Drew's looking for some lines there, also if you're in the chat there and you want us to talk about a game or you want us to talk about your team or whatever the case might be, you can go ahead and drop some comments in the chat. We'll get to them in the order in which they are received, or at least as best we can. So I like that one. So Drew, what's on your plate? What are you thinking?
The Detroit Lions are at home against the Washington Commanders. Detroit Lions are favored. They're -1.5 right now. So Commanders, Wentz is a Commander.
Yeah,
right.
He is.
Not a bad 4-touchdown week.
Was it 4 touchdowns?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Is he that good? Are the Lions that bad? Lions scored, I think, 14 points in the fourth quarter. So
they backdoor covered again.
So the question that one is. Interesting to me because I think those are two teams that kind of fly under the radar as far as betting's concerned because it's the Lions and the Commanders.
I think the Lions last year
I think
covered more than anybody.
Those are the two biggest wild cards in my opinion because you've got the Lions, Hard Knocks Lions, that backdoor cover, and then you have the Wentz powered Commanders. So to make a pick on that. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to watch Carson Wentz and put money on Carson Wentz. And in fact, any organization that puts money into Carson Wentz is an idiot. So you think I want to put money on Carson Wentz? There's no chance. You will not catch me betting on a game that Carson Wentz is involved in unless it's on the opposite side.
All right, with that being said, I'm going to take Commanders +1.5.
Let's go. Love how Kentucky still into bad decisions. just I wouldn't take that game with a 10-foot pole. Drew's like, well, I'm going to take it right now for money. So
you sold me.
Commanders minus +1.5.
+1.5 is -108 on FanDuel right now.
That is probably the side to be on though, because Terry McLaurin, scary Terry, looked real good last week. Made some great catches, and then they also drafted a kid out of Penn State. We are Penn State last week. He had I think 1 or 2 touchdowns. No. No. He had a touchdown, at least 1 touchdown. And so Dotson, I think, yeah. So I think I believe that's the side to go on. But man, the Lions don't quit. That's the problem. The Lions don't have any quit in them. So like, at least you're getting points there. So when you get backdoor covered, at least you also lost the game outright too. So so that's But stay with it. I mean, there's a 50% chance it's gonna hit.
+1.5. I think at money lines +114. I don't go so far as thinking the Commanders are going to win, but I think that they could be. And I don't like teasing that. I just looked at the tease right now, thinking about that live. But it would be
you got to hit that.
It'd
over
be
that.
+7.5 and then over 43.5. I think 43.5 even on the tease is quite a lot.
It's quite a lot.
But then again, the Lions did score 35 themselves last week, so.
We got
could be anything.
We got a comment here. Looks like Jacksonville gets a big home win this week. Who's Jacksonville playing this week?
Jacksonville this week. We are teed up against the Indianapolis Colts. So the Jacksonville Jaguars are +4.5 at home against the Indianapolis Colts.
And the Indianapolis Colts, I don't believe the Indianapolis Colts have won in Jacksonville in like 10 years. I think it's something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. So you might be right. How many points is Jacksonville getting?
4.5.
Which is not a lot considering the fact that the Colts were like a Super Bowl favorite and going into this year.
That is an over that I will take too. Is the Colts at the Jaguars? That's 46.5. Jonathan Taylor and Matt Ryan, it could be a lethal combination there. Matt Ryan has a nice running game to hang his hat on.
Jonathan Taylor.
And Jonathan Taylor is very
Just
good.
A tank.
So continuing to be very good and prove that he's worth all the hype that he's been given over the past few years.
I'm very much in on the Jacksonville. I'm not going to take money on them, but I'm very interested in seeing how they progress this year because I want Trevor Lawrence to be good.
Yeah, me too.
I want
Travis Etienne too.
I want the team to succeed.
Miscommunication or two this past weekend that were kind of surprising considering.
Well, they have a year off. You know what I mean? Like because he didn't play it all last year because he was injured in the preseason. So.
We had a few years off. We're
fine. We're fine. Look at us. We're fine. Just a couple pounds heavier. We're fine. We're just still. I can run a 40 right now. It won't be any good. But
40 feet. Yeah.
40. Yeah, we winded as fuck. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not touching it, but I am cheering. I'll cheer for your over there.
Thank you.
I like this one a whole bunch. The Minnesota Vikings. This is Monday Night Football. The Minnesota Vikings plus 1.5 at Philadelphia. The Minnesota Vikings. I said that right. Plus 1.5 at Philadelphia. You can tell me all the things about Kirk Cousins in primetime. He's 2 forever. And the only 2 wins he's had are against the Chicago Bears. I understand that. They absolutely worked Rodgers. You can say that the Green Bay Packers lost that game, but you could also say that they never had a chance because the Minnesota Vikings just beat them outright. Just beat them. And obviously, I'll just be honest with you, Aaron Rodgers loses to Kirk Cousins quite a bit. That's a thing. So I don't know. I think they just have so much talent on the offensive side of the ball. You have Kirk Cousins, who's I think could be an MVP candidate. Justin Jefferson, who absolutely could be an MVP candidate. You have it's plus 2,500. You have Justin Jefferson, who absolutely could be an MVP candidate. Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. You have all this. And here's the thing: the Eagles absolutely screwed us last week. They were up 38-21 in the fourth quarter.
I stopped paying attention to it.
And so did I. I had it checked off. I was like, we won that one. That's easy. That's easy money.
Finally,
That's easy money. Yeah, I don't have to sweat this one out. And then Philadelphia's like, nope. You know what? You're gonna have to have a shitty weekend. Yep. And you let them backdoor cover that. Good teams in that situation. Good teams put that team away. A clearly defeated team, you put them away. They didn't put them away. And what did it do? It cost them. It cost us. It didn't cost them.
Yep,
it cost us.
Cost us big.
So straight up, Eagles. I like the Eagles to win that division. Now that Dak's out for what till November, I like him to win the division. I hope they lose this game by 100.
Is that what it is November? I didn't.
Yeah,
I saw he's having surgery today.
Yeah, he's having surgery today. They're projecting right after the bye week. So, my pick in this game, and I love this pick. Couldn't be more on this pick. Not my bet the house pick, but I could not be more on this pick. Give me the Vikings plus 1.5. I think this is their year. I think this is the Vikings' year. I think the Vikings surprised a lot of people. I've been very high on the Vikings for a while. I think this is their year. Good defense, good offense, good coach. This new coach, first-year coach, came out and smacked Aaron Rodgers in the mouth. Give me the Vikings.
I don't hate the Vikings at all. I think it looks like there's 2 Monday night games next week.
Yeah, there are. Yep.
So we're going to be treated to the Vikings at the Eagles, and then also the Titans at the Bills. That was the one. So you're going with the Vikings and the Eagles. That's great. I'm going to stay away from that because the Eagles seem very dangerous to me this year. Jalen Hurts was very emotional whenever he got into the end zone. So whenever he got a touchdown, and I don't know where that's going to go, so I'll leave that one be.
Okay.
But very interesting to me is the Bills hosting the Titans. Bills minus 9.5, almost 10 points over the Titans, which the Titans didn't necessarily look that bad. I didn't think yesterday.
They lost to the Giants.
I didn't think. There's Saquon is back. So I mentioned last week that who knows what he got into that game and he was in the game. So there was There was no doubt that Saquon's about 160 plus, and then he had that one that was almost 70 yards on its own. So Saquon has to be something that is accounted for and in a big way. So I don't know. It didn't look like that they were prepared for that. So I give the Titans a little break on that.
So break it down. If you're stuck on a game, like I like to is I break it down. Who is the better quarterback, Ryan Tannehill or Josh Allen?
I mean, Tannehill. That is literally you're spinning the wheel.
No.
You're spinning the Price is Right wheel. That's it.
No. No, you're gonna tell me that Josh Allen and Ryan You're gonna tell me that they're that close? Shut up, you're a dick. Who is it?
I mean, that's
Who was it?
Tannehill. I don't know.
Okay, then let me ask you this.
Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill.
100%. 100%.
On
And he
the
looks
aggregate,
so-
if you look at the individual
No.
weeks, any given Sunday, Al
don't care.
Pacino.
I don't care. Okay, who's the better running back? Saquon or Derrick Henry?
It's Bills have who's the Bills starting running back?
Oh, sorry. Singletary.
Singletary.
Yeah.
And the I don't know, man. Is Henry better than Singletary?
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. Not
Yeah.
even a question.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
Derrick Henry still looks absolutely dominating, scary on the football field this year.
Without looking at the roster, name one of the Titans receivers.
Yancey Thigpen.
Name one of the Bills receivers. Come on. Stephon Diggs?
I was trying to think of somebody that would make you laugh again. 'Cause
Okay.
that was
All
very
right.
fun for me.
All right, I understand. I
But
like
yes,
to ruin your fun.
Stephon Diggs, yes.
Traylon Burks, you could have gone with him for the for the Titans, the rookie they just drafted to replace AJ Brown. I don't know.
Again, this isn't Madden where we're playing with necessarily overalls. We're talking about what did you eat that morning? Is your stomach upset on the sidelines, or do you have to go throw up? Like any of this stuff could happen, right? So that's what that we can't account for that because we do not see the future in that way. As far as I'm concerned, you.
No, I can't.
No, me neither.
No.
So that's what the
You think I'd be here if I could see into the future? You think my life would be here right now if I could see into the future?
Yeah, because you'd see in the future like this is so much fun.
We're gonna build
We
this.
should
We're building this.
Road to 1K.
Road to 1,000, guys. Subscribe on our YouTube channel.
On the way to 1K, and but I think that still the Titans are a team that could do anything at any time. The Bills are notorious for, at least in the last season or so, maybe not showing up for the early season games.
I
so
agree.
This could be another one of those. But 9.5
They look
again,
different.
almost double digits is
They
a
looked
lot.
different last
is
week.
a lot.
They looked different last week.
So the question becomes: is anybody going to beat the Bills? Is 9.5 enough? Do you think?
I'm not touching this game.
Is 9.5 enough?
I'm not touching this game.
This isn't.
This isn't a pick. If you want me to give you my opinion
Yes.
on this,
Is 9.5 enough?
no, I think the Bills lose outright. Honestly, if I'm
Bills
being honest,
lose
I think the Bills lose outright. I think the Bills lose this game outright.
All right, that's what the Titans. I think. Yeah, I think the Titans. Just do me a favor. Don't send me a text whenever the Titans are down 24-3 at half. But I think the Titans are going to cover 9.5.
Wow. Okay. All right. So don't send you a text that you think Titans minus 9.5.
Don't
or plus
text me,
9.5.
Don't text me at half 9 of that game whenever it's 24-3.
Wow.
But then there's always the opportunity for a backdoor cover. But I think the Tennessee plus 9.5 is going to be fine.
All right. Well, if you don't have any other games, I got some overs here that I like to talk about.
Please.
Overs were 5 and 10 last week. Wolf. That's not good for a show called Take the Over.
Not great.
If you took the over, Wolf. If you took the over at all,
The handicappers heard about us.
They must. They've raised them up. But there are some that I like here. The Falcons did put up a lot of points last week against the Saints, and I think the Bucks can do that as well. Historically, these have been low-scoring games. Tom Brady has not played extremely well, but we'll just get right to it. I think they hit a different gear over 44.5. I think Saints, Tampa Bay, Saints Bucks gets over 44.5. So,
I will enjoy watching that one with you. What do you think about the Browns at home versus the Jets?
I'm a sucker for 40.5 lines.
40.5
I'm a
lines
sucker
are
for
nice.
40.5 lines. I fall so hard for them. Here's the thing. I think that they can get there. I also think that the Browns are going to have to put up 39 points in order for them to get there. No, I think this Browns defense is absolutely not a joke. They're very good. They're a very good defense. The Jets are very bad right now with Flacco under center. So there's going to be a lot of 3 and outs, which means the Browns are going to have a lot of chances to hit that number. The defense can only do so much. I also had this one written down. I'm going over 40.5. Also, free pick, bonus pick. I like the first half line of 3.5 minus 3.5 Browns. So cash last week with the Ravens minus 3.5.
First half?
Yeah, you can make so much. You can make so much money betting on first half lines against the Jets. -3. It's only -3.5. Take that all day. What are you doing?
It was really funny that you said that, actually, because I was just taking a look at thinking forward to what's to come. There's a parlay that we have to pick, and I was going to do all first half lines, and I was just putting that together whenever you said that. So do
you like the over in this game, Browns Jets?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I absolutely do. I think anytime it's 40.5, it's
a sucker.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah,
all we have to do is score like 3 touchdowns a half.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, and the other thing is too is Garrett Wilson looked good last week. Breece Hall. Michael Carter, like their offense didn't look bad for as inefficient as they played. There was just a lot of poorly timed, like they would force a fumble but not recover it, and then they would be driving and then they'd fumble a ball. So that game could have been a lot. That game was actually a lot closer than the scoreboard let on. And I'm not just saying this as a fan. I do think that's shut up. I don't like that smirk. I just turned it to your camera as he's smirking like a real asshole.
That's you talking. That's not me talking. I just enjoy hearing your opinions.
I also like the Browns -3.5 first half line.
Wow.
So, we do have to take a parlay. Unless you have any other overs.
No, I think I talked about a couple on the way down. So thanks for letting me kind of filter those in there among the spreads that we discussed.
Yeah.
We can take a look. Turn our attention to the parlay. I was really feeling a player prop parlay.
It's early though.
I may still just put one together, based off of what I know, like whatever the over is for that. Take.
All right, I like that.
So I'll put that together while you got yours.
Yeah. So mine's a simple one this week. It's not crazy good odds, but I like the parlay, just all money lines here. I like. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm going against your Jags. I like the Browns, Colts, Steelers, and Bengals. We talked about all those games. I think the Browns, have all the weapons to beat the Jets there. Colts, that one might get us actually. Colts -4.5, but it's money line. But Colts against the Jags down there in Florida. That one's a tricky one. I think the Steelers for sure, and the Bengals. I just don't see a way that the Bengals don't win outright against the Cowboys, who are going to be struggling this week, or for the next couple weeks. So, yeah, give me that one +423. That's kind of where I'm at there. So,
all right. So I don't have odds for mine because the player props are not out, but I did manage to put 3 together that I think were going to be very interesting to watch.
Okay.
This week, the first one is the only really stat that is of that player's position, specifically the primary stat: Tua Tagovailoa over in passing yards. Against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think the Baltimore Ravens have a great pass defense.
Should be like 224, something like that.
I would bet it to be a little bit higher than that after last week. Probably like 236.
Okay.
236 to 239. I'll just put that in parentheses, I guess.
Yeah, let's see how close you get.
And then the other 2 that I have for that is Baker Mayfield at the Giants over rushing yards.
Okay.
If we can get that one, I would expect that to be somewhere in the high 20s, maybe.
Yeah.
And then the Jonathan Taylor over receiving yards. I think we're going to see some dump off passes, screen passes that are going to go for nice gains. Jonathan Taylor over receiving yards. I would expect that to be somewhere in the 40s.
40 to 50, 40 to 60.
My instinct was like 57, but that's it. That's like way too high. So I just hedge that a little bit to 40s. So Jonathan Taylor over receiving yards, Baker Mayfield over rushing yards, Tua Tagovailoa over passing yards. 3 overs. You put all 3 of those together in one bet. All 3 have to hit in order for your bet to win. I think that's going to be.
That's nice. A parlay. I think right now is the time of year where, at least, especially in player prop parlays or player prop bets, where that we can kind of take advantage of Vegas a little bit on like rushing for quarterbacks, because you don't know the tendencies right now. Daniel Jones is as good as it. Like that line starts out every year at 20, 22. And by the middle of the season, it's like 36, 37. So get it now while you can. It was 21 last week. He hit that in the first quarter. Jalen Hurts was 40 in the first week, and he hit that in the first quarter. Yeah. He had that going away. So, So now it's time for our Bet the House pick. And before we go our Bet the House pick, we want to let you know again, we're going to have some live some giveaways coming up. So if you want to be part of those giveaways, all you have to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel at Take the Over Sports Show on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, just go ahead and click that subscribe and the bell notification so you know when we go live every week. We have some really cool things coming up with the casino, live casino down there in Greensburg. We're expanding. We're expanding our role there with them a little bit, and I'm really excited for this.
Go ahead and just get in your car and head out east. Just
down,
get in the car and
right down 30.
Go east, straight down 30. If you get to Ligonier, you went too far.
Too far. You got a Bet the House?
No, I don't. Do you have one yet?
Yeah, I got one I love.
All right,
I
Derek.
love.
Go ahead and let the folks know.
I'm 1-0. I'm 1-0. Last year I was 0-4 before I won one. So this is big for me. I felt really good about the Bucks, and I was right. I feel really good about this one. So good luck. But let's see if we can back it up 2 in a row. The Pittsburgh Steelers +1. I'm taking the point. I'll take the point for sure. Because I don't want to lose on a tie. I'll take the point. This game just jumps out at me. The Mac Jones. I think the Patriots you saw last week are the Patriots they're going to be. That's really what I believe. You have nobody calling the plays, or someone calling the plays, and they just don't want to get blamed for it when it looks that shitty. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is a good team. There's holes. Bill Belichick just doesn't seem to know what to do. Mac Jones is injured. He has back spasms. T.J. Watt probably out. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's not fine, but like
seeking a second and third opinion.
Well, you should. And who else? We have.
Do you have one for him?
Yeah, get in there. We have.
He was absolutely incredible.
Oh, he was unbelievable.
That's the 1 o'clock window. I didn't really watch any other games besides the Steeler game.
Yeah.
on yesterday. But T.J. Watt, it's indisputable that he was absolutely insane.
So
in
good.
That game.
So good. Najee Harris might be out. That's okay. I really believe that this Patriots team is that bad, where you're going to give me a point at home.
That is kind of
That's
odd. But you also have Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, but you also got blown out. But you also got blown out. And by the way,
Micah Fitzpatrick daring the refs to throw a flag on multiple hits over the middle.
Pickens had 1 catch for 3 yards. That's not going to happen again.
I would agree with you.
It's not going to happen, especially if Najee's out. They're going to throw the ball a ton. You have Johnson out there. You have Pat Freiermuth, who might be the best pick and player prop bets you can have because Mitch seems to like him a lot. Give me the Steelers, and I'm not a homer. I don't like the Steelers. I cheer for them every week to lose. Not this week. I'll cheer for them to win, but not attached to this team whatsoever. They're not a great roster. They're probably a below 500 team.
Not under Tomlin's watch.
But they're gonna win this week. Win this week outright. +1. That's easy. We need Uncle Tony's bet. That's a problem.
You know what? I texted you because I did get a little inside info. And it's week 1. It's week 2. We're heading into week 2 now.
Right.
I mean, Tony doesn't become available till after week 4.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, that's it. It's like
he doesn't want to put his record on line until after week 4.
No, he's ready. This is a me thing.
Yeah.
Tony is ready, and his confidence is inspiring to me.
For those,
I did get. Go ahead.
So for those of you that don't know, Uncle Tony is maybe a real person. Maybe he's not a real person. I don't know. I just heard about him one day, and he said, "Hey, my Uncle Tony has a pick.
He has a voice.
Our buddy's uncle had a pick, and he's like, this is lock." And it was a pick that I was not on at all, and it was such a lock. And then the next week, Uncle Tony came back. He could have just walked away. Like when you're playing beer pong and you hit a shot and it goes in. You just walk up to the table, hit a shot, and it goes in. You just walk away. Don't give yourself a chance to look like an idiot. He doubles down. Hit. On a pick that was so absurd. Hit. Comes back the next week. Hits. We're making T-shirts. We
almost have to.
Trust Uncle Tony.
And it's not even...
Trust Uncle Tony.
It is our buddy that introduced us, but our buddy and our UFC sharp.
Yeah. Lord Tabai.
Lord Tabai hooked us up with that. So I'm excited to see him on the show again this year too.
I'm excited to see you, Uncle Tony. I'm excited for the picks. After that week, I need some money.
From the clouds at 12:46 on Sunday, I got a notification from Uncle Tony. And it was something I shared with you.
It was too late.
And it was something. Week one was a bloodbath for everybody. It was something that the casino. That's probably why that new stuff that I mentioned earlier, live casino. That's probably they just bought it this morning.
Everything looked a little shinier this week.
Yeah, exactly right. So that's the no harm, no foul week one. So I think that I will still continue to share Uncle Tony's picks with you as we receive them. And
it'd be nice to do them live on the show. Not live on the show, but like having Uncle Tony like just text us.
It will
live
happen.
On the show.
It's not a question of if, it's when.
Okay.
So that's we will have Uncle Tony. So I'm excited to have him on as well. That is just as good as Bet the House.
We need a voice changer. We don't want people knowing Uncle Tony.
My goal.
We can't be giving him.
One of my goals in life is to have my Bet the House pick be the same as Uncle Tony's pick, which we talk on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
But if my Bet the House pick is the same as Uncle Tony's pick,
you feel so good.
There's 2 or 3 houses that you should bet for that.
Yeah.
So that's a goal for me for this season. But my Bet the House pick, and you know what? Some people said this was controversial.
You're not about to say something
controversially at Brave.
Oh, okay.
The New York Football Jets.
Wow.
Are plus 6.5.
They are.
At the Browns.
I'm telling you, Joe Flacco looked so bad last week.
And that's why I'm taking the Browns minus 6.5.
Oh, fuck you.
And it's about,
you're such a dick. You're such a dick.
It's about to move to minus 6. So if you're listening to this show on Monday,
why don't you get it at minus 6?
You can get the Browns at minus 6.5. I mean, you could get it at minus 6, but it's minus 102 right now, so it's not too bad. So that's it. You could get it at minus 6, but the Browns minus 6.5. That's going to be. I mean, they're riding a high right now. I mean, they are the 1-0 Browns for the first time since R.I.P. Queen Elizabeth.
I was gonna say the Queen was
but the Browns minus 6.5. You can build yourself another house with just the Browns this weekend.
You know what? If the Jets would have the balls, and they won't. But here's the thing: the Jets are afraid that they're like, we got to start Flacco. It gives us our best chance to win. You're not winning with Joe Flacco. You're not winning with that Joe Flacco that I saw that week. You're just not, right? Well, he gives us a better chance than Mike White. Does he? If we're going to lose the game anyway, let's watch something that's enjoyable. There was a kid in our preseason. I think his name is Strevler. He's a CFL guy. Came in, won every preseason game for us. Is he an NFL quarterback? Absolutely not. But he runs the ball. He rushes. He's like a Lamar Jackson it's like a white Lamar Jackson. All right, but without the accuracy and stuff. Give the kid a chance. He's on your practice squad. Who gives a shit? You're going to lose the first 4 games until Zach comes back anyway. Make it fun for the fans. I want something fun to watch. You know what I mean? Like I do. I do.
I wanted to interject, but you're on a roll. Keep going.
No, yeah.
Keep going.
So why not put this kid in? If we at least lose 56-12, we can be like, well, we lost because the quarterback sucked. But also, he ran for 130 yards. So that was kind of cool. That's kind of cool. What if he wins? You're not going to win with Joe Flacco. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's just not going to happen. They're going to be 0-4, 0-3, and then this coaching staff's going to get another excuse because they're like, oh well, we didn't have our quarterback for the first 4 games. That's your fault too. Why are you playing him in the first preseason game? Why? Give me the kid from the CFL.
What's the prognosis on Wilson?
He had a bone bruise, and a meniscus tear, but it was surgically repaired. Everything's fine. He's actually, you know what? And that's the other thing that pisses me off. Like the coach is like, oh, he could play week 1, and then he gets to the microphone and said the earliest he's starting is Pittsburgh, which will be at that game.
That's the plan. To make that happen. So thank you, Derek, for the background on the Jets. That being said, the Browns minus 6.5. There's a house coming for a couple of us. So that's very, very nice. That only leaves I guess one thing left for the show. Yeah,
our hot take. I got one here. Money line again. Money line parlay. Hot take. Money line parlay. This is hot too. This is hot. Like plus 5,000 hot. New Orleans. Atlanta, Tennessee. Money lines. Parlay them together.
New Orleans, Atlanta.
No, it's like plus 51-32. I already did that. But listen. Tom Brady doesn't win games against the Saints. He just doesn't.
Tough divisional matchup.
Tough divisional matchup. He's 4-5 against Saints. That might be the only team in the NFL that he has a losing record against. It really might be. Atlanta beats the Rams because Matt Stafford's arm is not there. I don't think Matt Stafford finishes this game on Sunday. I think he's pulled because he's injured. So that leads the Falcons to win that game. And then Tennessee handles the Bills because they're the Tennessee Titans, and why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They shouldn't win that game. They shouldn't win that game, but they also shouldn't have lost against. They shouldn't have lost against the Giants. They're going to make up for it this week and win against the Bills. Plus 51-32. Yeah, you're welcome. Again, disclaimer: hot takes. We don't expect those to hit. If they hit, I hate when people are like, "Oh, you didn't count that one against your record." We don't count them against our record. It's like a lottery ticket. I was close last week though.
Yeah,
actually,
like maybe $2 to $5.
I was close last week because I had Jacksonville, and Jacksonville almost won that game.
Yep.
I had Houston money line, and that ended in a tie, and then I took the Bucks minus 6.5, and that hit. So,
all right, let's see what we can.
Close doesn't count though.
Let's see. That's true. Yeah, what did that pay out?
That one?
Yeah, was that pay?
I would have. Yeah, it would have been nice.
Okay, so let's see what we can mess around with here. I'm gonna see what we can find. Right now on the bet slip, I've got the Dolphins.
Okay.
You want to build this alongside me? I'll just live on the air is where I'll do this.
Okay.
So I've got the Dolphins. They're at minus 5.5 on the alternate line. I'm gonna get the. You know what? I'm gonna slide the Chargers in there too on the alternate line. They're gonna win by a touchdown. The 5.5 is in case it goes to overtime and they win with the touchdown in overtime.
Right. Chargers minus 7.
Chargers minus 5.5 as well.
No, 5.5.
That's in the Thursday night game, which could go to overtime. And then you know what? Just for the hot take, just in case this happens, we can do the Jets minus 5.5. Because I don't think I don't anticipate that being the case.
That's gonna be hot.
But that's gonna be plus 69.75. Nice. That's the Dolphins minus 5.5, Chargers minus 5.5, the Jets minus 5.5. Minus 5.5 is the hot take for those dogs, and I think that we could see some nice return. You know what? I sometimes I come in here, I talk about the hot take like as if it's a joke. I might actually put $2 or $3 in there just to see what's going on.
All right.
100.
300. Hey, everybody. Well, that's the show this week. We appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. We had some nice views there today. I appreciate you guys sticking around and being part of the show. We want to be better. I mean, obviously, Drew and I. It was week 1. Everybody was rusty. The Packers were rusty. We were rusty. We're getting better. We'll get it back. Until then, good luck this weekend. Everybody starts on Thursday. Make sure you hammer that as well. You can see all of our picks right here on our Facebook or our Instagram or our YouTube channel, or listen to us wherever podcasts are available. We do appreciate you. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. Road to 1,000. Please make sure you subscribe.
Road to 1,000.
Road to 1K. So make sure you subscribe to that if you're looking for a place to watch all the games. We recommend Live Casino down there in Pittsburgh. So
great media wall down there and food. There you won't have a bad time down there.
And if you're there, you might see somebody you know.
If you have a bad time at Live Casino, I want to hear about it.
Yep, directly. I'll put his number in the chat.
Please.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for sticking around. Good luck this weekend. Hammer some beers.
Keep the Rays in Tampa.
Hammer some bets.
Good luck, Derek.
Hammer some overs, baby. Good luck.
Thank you for listening to this week's Take the Over podcast. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.